More bass. There are three kinds of bass.
What's up, party people? This is Jose Heredia with the Crossfader Show. And here in Southern California, every time a DJ or musician blows a speaker or has a problem with their speakers, they come here. This is Orange County Speaker, and we're going to take a look inside their operation and talk to Brian about what they do and how they do it, and he's going to give us the skinny on everything. So I just had a speaker problem myself. I came here and I was so satisfied that I asked them if it was okay if I do a video segment for the CrossFitter Show. So they said yes. So we're going to go ahead and stop by and say hello. So follow me inside Orange County Speaker.
There are three kinds of bass. Bass 3.
All right, party people. So we're here in Orange County Speaker, and I'm really excited because I'm actually a customer. I brought my speaker here, was it about a couple of weeks ago, and they took really good care of me. So I'm here with Brian Sunda, who is owner, manager, proprietor, part of the family of Orange County Speaker. Brian, tell us about the history of Orange County Speaker. How did it all get started?
Well, my parents started it in 1968. My dad actually originally started repairing guitar amplifiers. And after he started repairing guitar amplifiers, he also realized that there's a need to do speaker repair. So, and that went hand in hand with the guitar repair. Part of it is that you had to do speaker repair, and that's actually our main business now. We don't even do no guitar amp repair, no electronic repair, just all speakers.
So if a person has a problem with the speaker, there's two ways they can go about it. They can actually bring the speaker in personally, or they can send it in by mail. If they're bringing it in personally, this is the counter where you would receive them and try to establish what's going on, right?
If they're local, if they live near us, and they want to bring in their entire speaker, in the cabinet, they're not sure exactly what's wrong with it, they can bring it in. We can do a full diagnostic on it, test it completely, let them know exactly what it needs, and then do the repair from there. Most of the time, if you're not local to us, you'd have to figure out what's wrong with it to begin with. You need to figure out if your horn's blown or your woofer's blown, and then just ship that part to us. You wouldn't want to ship a whole cabinet because it's too cost prohibitive, and they can get damaged if you don't have the proper shipping boxes. So if you're local, you can bring in your whole thing if you want, or if you know you just have a blown woofer, just bring the woofer in.
All right, Brian, so go ahead and give us a tour of exactly what is Orange County Speaker.
Okay, we're going to go right now into the repair room, which is where everything kind of happens.
The magic happens.
The magic happens, so it's right this way.
All right. Here we go. We're walking into the repair room. And this
This right here is where they do the actual speaker repair. There's 3 different stations set up here, and actually all 3 of them are in the process of doing a speaker repair right now. There's one that is partially, done. There's another one that's partially done. There's one that's actually being prepped right now. When a speaker comes in, the first thing that they need to do is actually do cleaning of the speaker, get all the old parts out, basically strip it down to the bare metal so that we can put all brand new parts in it. And they have a whole stack of them here that they've already kind of cleaned up or stripped out the parts. It'll start, like a normal speaker looking like that, and then they just completely gut it to bare metal. These parts are called the spider of the speaker, and that's a little flexing part that is, I don't know if you can shoot in here, but it's the little flexy part that's underneath the cone that allows the speaker to travel up and down. Along the wall back here, if you just want to track that, those are all voice coils that go inside the actual speakers, and that's what actually produces the sound. And then we'll go over here and I'll show you where the cones and other parts are. A wall of cones right here, all different kinds of speakers. Pretty much all brands we can repair. Anything that's American made or European made is usually no problem repairing. Some of the foreign Chinese made speakers, some of those we can't get parts for, but most of them we still can. Some manufacturers when we buy the repair kit from them, they actually pre-assemble the part as a complete, we call it a cone kit, where everything's all pre-assembled. So you get one part in one box, rather than the other way, which is we'll buy hundreds of cones and hundreds of voice coils and hundreds of spiders all separate. This comes pre-done right from the factory, already pre-assembled. So these are actually easier to repair, but they're a lot more expensive. And most of the higher end manufacturers like JBL or RCF, they do the pre-assembling of their parts. And they do that just basically so it would be easier for a repair center to repair it. Although since we've been doing it for 42 years, for us, it doesn't matter if it's like this or they're separate parts. We still can do it. It's all the same to us.
Right. When you get a speaker for a particular problem, whether it be the cone or the spider, do you have to fix the whole part or the whole speaker and replace all the parts? Or do you just one at a time?
Yeah, most of the time you do have to replace everything. The cone and voice coil and spider, like we just looked at right there, it's all glued together with epoxy. So if your cone gets ripped, most of the time you have to replace the cone, the coil, and the spider because they're all epoxied together. So you can't really reuse anything. And we like to have everything brand new so that it's 100% exactly like a brand new speaker. If we were to reuse coils or reuse some of the old parts, there's a chance that it wouldn't be as good. And we want everything to be 100% when we do it. So for us, everything gets redone. We don't really ever reuse any of the parts.
Right. What's the most common problem that you find for a speaker?
Probably burning it out from too much power would be the number one. Someone just turning it up too loud and they end up burning out the voice coil. And then second thing would be age. Just after someone's had it for 15 years or 20 years or even 10 years, if they've used it a lot, it just wears out because the cone will move thousands of times a second. So you can imagine if you're playing a gig, a DJ gig or whatever for 3 or 4 hours, it's moved hundreds of thousands or millions of times. And you do that over and over and over, eventually it wears out. So this area over here, this is a little station where when the speakers need to get cleaned up, they'll do the basic strip down of the speaker, pulling the part, cutting the parts out, and getting the big stuff out. Over here, all these shelves, these are all speakers that are actually in here for repair. So this one's actually already been cleaned up a little bit, or maybe the customer brought it in like that. This one has the dome taken off. So all these speakers are here waiting to get done. Normally it'd be somewhere between 1 to 5 days to do all these. We repair about 2,000 speakers a month. This is where if a customer is local and they want to bring in their speakers and have us actually check it all out and do a full test and diagnostic, this is basically where we'll do the test and check everything out. And
I noticed when you brought in the speaker, you give it a frequency check, so it goes through all the frequencies?
Yeah, we can have Jeff do that right now if you want to.
And you said you have really burnout cones and voice coils?
The one that...
Is there one in particular that stands out?
Here's one right here.
Where you're like, hey guys, you got to come take a look at this.
Here's one that's burnt pretty good. This one's got burnt so bad that it actually, you can see where this is completely black in there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's supposed to be that color up there, amber color, and it's completely fried.
Wow.
So this got so hot, it just completely cooked it. It's supposed to all be this color. And then it started falling off and just burned it to pieces. So over here is where they'll pack up the speakers to ship. And we ship a lot of microphones and cables and connectors. Our brand, GLS Audio, which I think you use.
Let me show everybody. This is it right here, and this is your...
That's one of our famous ones right there. Yep, it's our...
On the mic?
Yep.
I've been curious about this machine over here.
Okay, so let me get someone so we can actually do a pack job right here.
Wow.
All right, well, cool. Since it's already set, since I preset it for you guys, and it's all ready. So basically, it's a 10-inch speaker, and we're packing it in a 12-inch. What we want, it's you know, half an inch to an inch all around, so I can pack it and keep it firm. So we'll go ahead and do that.
So it's basically putting two different parts of the liquid in there that are combining together that's creating foam.
Wow. How quickly do you have to set it in there?
You have a couple seconds.
Yeah, a couple.
Really?
About 5 to 10 seconds before it.
And inside it's
expanding
expanding.
right now.
Right. So I'll show you now what it does.
Bubbling
He's
up.
holding it down so that it gets nice and
Yeah.
square. Yeah, square all around the box.
And since this one's still a little hot, I'll show you the next one. And what it does is basically just molds it in there.
Oh, I see. The before and after.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it just molds it and it dries up, and there's a speaker, and
Wow.
You can pretty much do that with any
it's
speaker.
done. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
any speaker that someone
hold it
sends us,
first.
So it is hot?
Yeah, actually,
well,
you
it's
can-
probably drying out right now.
put your hand down like that.
Oh yeah, it is warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little warm.
It's like a little bread.
Right.
Exactly.
So you can identify makes and models just by a glance
Yep.
because you've been doing it so long.
This is an Infinity. This is a guitar speaker, an old Fender guitar speaker. This is the type of speaker that my dad started on in the 60s. These are old vintage Fender guitar speaker.
Wow. So you would actually grow up fixing speakers.
I grew up fixing speakers. I remember when I was, could barely walk, being at the business doing stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, party people. So we've wind down our tour here at Orange County Speaker. I'm here with Brian and his brother Eric, which we didn't get to meet when we first got in. Guys, thank you very much for allowing us to be here.